yangu video.
Palestine.
Kali muri ukayogera. Era tekali.
Palestine.
And our distinguished guests among us can give us some music from where you are. Just give us music from where you are. We shall call you here later on.
These guys who have done it before.
March to the parade, marching to the parade ground. You see that part? Composed of UPDF, police, and prisons. The guards that are marching are composed of UPDF, Uganda, Wildlife Authority. We are sorry that the public or the cadres, NRM cadres and others were not invited to march because of the COVID-19 situation, because everybody is supposed to be tested. So the first vice chairperson, NRM, and Hajj Moses, Our district, the 36th NRM, NRA anniversary, we have the second in command, who is a female officer, Lieutenant Colonel Musuya. That is the voice you have heard. As we wait for the commander, the parade commander, whom she will hand over to. At least,
Yes, very good job there. Colonel Vetusia, seeing the colors, but the colors can only be part of the parade when the parade commander writes it. Why the colors are always accepted, and as you see, at the time of the parade march past, when the colors approach the saluting base, all of us rise up. And the color party is commanded by Captain Iguru, assisted by Captain Etienne and Lieutenant.
Moses Cyril Owor, His Royal Highness, the Poor and the Wura. You're most welcome, sir. And with us, we have the Vice Chairman, Alhaj, Right Honorable Alhaj Moses Tigongo is with us. And we have got also the Mayor of Kampala Central, who is the host here. We have got veterans, we've got
maybe a photo then I'll go back.
a representation. NRM.
Ladies and gentlemen, the parade form-up is still going on. As you can observe, the colors have now been brought to the color party. We're almost there with the parade form-up.
Your Excellencies, our distinguished guests, NRM government, or NRM as an organization, different interest groups on board. The youth, in particular, are darling of NRM. Here, Mchala Farida of Guru University, Lawrence of Nkumba University. We have Bosco, Kampala International University. Then John Baptist Law Development Center. And Musho, we have Hope as NRM. Bano be abazukulu kati the veterans abasibwanako bo bakola omuli.
gracing this occasion with your presence. Thank you very much.
36th anniversary of NRM. So may we have some music then? National First Vice chairpersons of NRM and the service chiefs, the Minister for the Presidency,
protocol and our catering team have done us very good service, and they are serving some breakfast. May I request that we hold that. The first vice chairperson of the NRM, the Minister for the Presidency, the Chief of Defense Forces, Inspector General Police, and ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has now arrived. May I request that we all rise in recognition of his arrival and as we prepare for the anthems. The parade commander, you will take it away from that, sir.
Yes, when His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni arrives, he deserves all the honor. He deserves all the recognition because these 36 years he has been leading us, and it is quality leadership, not just any leadership, but quality leadership. He has taken us through the journey up to now.
You most welcome, Your Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and His Excellency is proceeding at the dais, and we shall all rise and sing the anthems. Uganda National Anthem.
Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Uganda na amri jeshi kubariki rasmi na kudumisha miaka 36 na ukombozi wa chama cha NRM. Iliyoko mbele yako imeandaliwa na jeshi na ulinzi wa wananchi wa Uganda sheria, amri, askari huduma, magereza walimzunguka na mnyama wa pori wamejipanga kwa mistari mitatu, vikundi 24 wako tayari kwa ukaguzi ambako Mheshimiwa Rais.
Yes, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to inspect the parade, accompanied by the chief of the defense forces.
constituency has concluded, inspecting the parade.
Almighty and powerful Father, we thank you for bringing us together as your family, Uganda, to celebrate the 36th NRA Victory Day. The theme chosen this year is celebrating the 36th NRA Victory Day, a call to duty for all compatriots to contribute towards Uganda's socio-economic transformation. When we mention the call to duty, we necessarily imply the importance of corresponding rights of these duties. The basic right to work, to employment, right to human life, not forgetting the right and freedom of expression, regardless of gender, age, or cultural background. St. Paul, in his second letter to Thessalonians, teaches us that even when we were with you, we would give you this command: if anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. As we read from 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10. Today, we call upon your merciful hand to bless our country, Uganda, that in being patriotic to our socio-economic transformation, we may put you first in all we do, without forgetting our national motto: for God and my country. Let us remember, as we gather to celebrate, those selfless, dedicated men and women in the past and through the years who have diligently served this country and have passed on, including Professor Emmanuel Tumusiime Mutebire. Receive them in your eternal home. Gathering today at these national ceremonial grounds at Kololo, increasing in us the love for our country and renewing in us the spirit of rightful service. We ask you to kindly continue to guide our leaders, especially His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of this Republic of Uganda, the ministers, members of parliament, and all in civil service, so that together we may create a better working environment in our country, which will enable your people to benefit from their daily sweat.
May all the sharing in today's event strengthen us more into one family. For we all come from you, and to you we shall all return. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
The President of the Republic of Uganda, Her Excellency, the Vice President, His Lordship, the Chief Justice, Right Honorable Deputy Speaker of Parliament, dignitaries in this space, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I wish to convey first our sincere appreciation as religious fraternity for inviting us to be part of you on this great day, on this great occasion when we celebrate 36 years of NRM-NRA victory. We are cognizant of the fact that celebrating 36 years of NRM-NRA victory today is not simply a matter of appreciating space of time by virtue of the many years that have rolled by, but rather a sincere and objective insight into the many strides achieved in the transformation of the society. On behalf of Uganda Muslim Film Council in particular, we therefore commend all the efforts that keeps the country image up. And we pray well for all minds and souls of those that have and continue to contribute to peace and progress of the economic transformation of Uganda. O Allah, you are the source of glory, mercy, and wisdom, and whosoever you grant any of your favors stands out and extends service to humanity. We want to thank you for enabling the great minds behind the progress and development of the security organs in this country, Uganda. We pray that you continue making this institution mightier to be able to offer services that respond to the prevailing dilemmas in the country. O Allah, bless all today's intended activities. We dedicate them to you, that you allow ease to prevail. O Allah, we ask you to protect us from all insecurities and soften those with evil hearts to be peaceful. O Allah, now that the country has opened, we continue to pray for your guaranteed protection for all of us. We want to commend and recognize the role the NRM has caused, not only to promote freedom of worship, but also the cardinal relationship with the religious fraternity jointly to promote peace and development. O Allah, guide the President and his government to lead the nation towards prosperity and development. Bless them with wisdom and courage to take the people of Uganda along your path of honesty and integrity. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتوب علينا مولانا إنك تواب الرحيم. For God and my country. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Your Excellency and distinguished guests, now we shall have the parade march past in slow and quick.
bannange tusembera nnyo tusembera nnyo siri bulungi
retired General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Her Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, retired Kabanda Hurenga, all the head of diplomatic missions, all the members of parliament, all the former national leaders, especially His Excellency Gilbert Bukenya, His Excellency Edward Chiwan, joined by a visiting delegation. I requested this delegation to stand for your recognition. General Mbala Msense Celestine, CDF, Major General Bombel Lohora Camille, Brigadier General Kasong Maloba Robert, Brigadier General John Kinyawuma Kamakinde, Brigadier General Pon, marking the 36th NRA Victory Day anniversary. Your Excellency, sir, the theme of this year's celebration is celebrating the 36th NRA Victory Day, a call to duty for all compatriots to contribute towards Uganda's socio-economic transformation journey. This theme reminds all the compatriots of their duty in nation building and to reflect on the journey of 36 years of sacrifices and commitment to transforming this country. Today, Ugandans are coming together to reflect on events 36 years ago, on January 26, 1986, when the determined and brave NRA fighters, under your able leadership, captured Kampala, and upon that, restored and entrenched peace and stability in our country. We therefore, on this day, take the opportunity to celebrate the sacrifices and extraordinary efforts of our countrymen, countrywomen who have worked so hard to reverse the state of economic decline, social unrest, disrespect of security of person and property, among other challenges which had befallen Uganda at that time. Ugandans are proud of this liberation, which has fundamentally changed their lives and the prospects of their children. This day is therefore a fitting tribute to the heroes who fought for this freedom, but particularly to you, Your Excellency, for your revolutionary leadership. Finally, Your Excellency, on behalf of the Presidency, I wish to pledge total support of the Presidency to your initiatives that are intended to transform the lives of Ugandans. As Presidency, we are implementing programs that are aimed at improving service delivery. We have adopted the Apex platform that will be used to undertake performance audits of public services and to ensure effective implementation of the NRM manifesto. Your Excellency, on a sad note, however, as we celebrate this anniversary, it's with much regret and we learn of the demise of our Professor Emmanuel Tumusimi Mutebire, who has been the key pillar of Uganda's much celebrated economic recovery program promised in 1986. We have also lost Mrs. Prosinaga Imuzira, a long-time member of the National Organizing Committee for the National Ceremonies and staff of the President's Office. And also, sir, Mr. Magunda Sosan, my biological father, who passed away last week. With your permission, sir, I request that we observe a minute of silence in remembrance of their contributions. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Your Excellency, I now take the opportunity to invite you to come and address the nation. Thank you, sir.
His Grace, the Deputy Mufti, all our visitors from Congo, our brothers, karibu sana wa Congo, Wakongomani karibu sana nyumbani hapa. Tunawakaribisha. And ladies and gentlemen, members of the armed forces, commanders and of the 36th year since NRM came into government, to congratulate all the members of the NRM and all the Ugandans on this day. Congratulations. We fought for very serious reasons, and that's why on this occasion, some limited report should be given as to what has been achieved. The economy of Uganda now will be $44 billion in July. When we started, it was only $1.5 billion. This means that the economy has grown 29 times since that time in size. And in July, the GDP per capita will be about $980. That is very near the middle income status, which is $1,039. So in July, we shall be about $50 short of the middle income status. And we would have achieved the middle income status if it had not been for the corona. But in this Sanja, we shall definitely achieve it because we are near. This one, we have been developing in spite of the increase in the population. Because in 1986, population was on about 14 million. It is now 44.2 million. However, I'm not satisfied with this level of growth. It is high time to rapidly develop to high middle income status, not just low middle income status. I do not fully agree with our planners who keep talking of these rates of growth of 7%, 6%. We can grow rapidly to a much higher level. Why do I say this? I say this because some of the people have already achieved high middle income status at individual, homestead, or even area level. You find some areas of Uganda which are already in the high middle income level. I will for instance, take the example of the group near Fort Portal in the Rwengaju parish, led by Mr. Nyakana. Nyakana and the group are now earning 240 million shillings per year from just, I think, 2 acres or 1 acre. 240 million shillings a year. Now, that if you put it in dollars, that's about $66,000. If you assume that a family has 5 members, then the per capita is $13,000 per person in those families. Now, if all of us were to wake up and follow what we have been telling you, just using agriculture alone, not taking into account the other sectors, because here I'm talking about just agriculture, our economy will not be 40-something billion dollars. It will be $586 billion. It will be more than $500 billion, which is approaching countries like Turkey and so on. So therefore, on this occasion, this is what I'm demanding from especially the NRM leaders. We should not just go on being called leaders when we are leading nobody, when we are not leading nobody anywhere, just running around. If these people can achieve this, if Nyakana and his group can achieve it, why not everybody else who has got land especially? I'm going to launch, I think tomorrow, I will launch the parish model, development model. This is what I will demand from all those involved. We cannot go on talking of this minimalist approach. We must take advantage of the full potential of the economy of Uganda. And in order to do this, I need to remind you of the way forward, the way we have been advising you for years now. The sectors of wealth creation are 4. From where you can get wealth and jobs. Sector 1, agriculture. This alone can push us to the middle income, to the high, not low, but high middle income level. And in agriculture here, we need to be clear about the 2 modes of commercial production. One mode, intensive agriculture, where you use a small area to get high returns. In 2018, when I made a countrywide tour, I gave you a detailed guidance on this. It is written in a booklet entitled 4 sectors, 7 areas, 7 activities. Number 1, an acre of coffee, high colonial coffee. Number 2, an acre of fruits, selected fruits, which you know. Acre 3, dairy farming, pasture for dairy, for zero grazing. Acre 4, for food crop for the family, whatever you want to grow, cassava, whatever. In the backyard, poultry for eggs, pigs, and those who are near the wetlands, fish farming. I've told our people to look at other activities like vegetables, because I have not done the calculation there myself. But these are the ones we recommend for the people who have got 4 acres or less. Now, for the people with more land, more flexibility, because these 7 are not the only things we need in Uganda. We need cotton for our textile factories. We need tobacco, those who want to destroy their lungs. We must arrange for them also, so that they destroy their lungs using at least our local tobacco. Maize. We need maize. Maize is very important for very many other things. Sugar cane, ebikado, tea. These are crops from which you cannot get enough money if you grow them in a small area. The country needs them, so they must be grown. But they must be grown by somebody who has got more land than the 4 acres. So here, we are talking of extensive agriculture. Therefore, please, intensive agriculture, we cannot go on beating about the bush. Just empty talk. Without giving clear guidance, researched guidance to the people. Make the people make mistakes because you don't give them enough guidance, because you have not done any research. You are just running up and down without any research. So that is sector 1. And that's where we can push the country to high middle income country just using agriculture alone. But agriculture alone cannot sustainably move if you don't add industry. Industry to add value, to process the fruits, process the cotton, process the milk, or process the tea, process the coffee. All those need to be processed. So that is sector 2. Then services, tourism, hospitality. I was watching on TV, our grandchildren are now really drinking, that we have opened, they are just drinking like mad. So the drunkards are very happy now. That is all services. And then finally, ICT. So therefore, this time, I'm normally polite and talk, hoping that people will pick by themselves, especially the leaders. But this time, I'm really going to be even rude to people, because we are wasting a lot of time. We want Uganda to be a high, not just a low-level middle-income country, which we shall achieve for sure in 1 or 2 years. But to be high middle-income economy. We're already moving, because not only are we moving in agriculture, of course now we have a lot of products already. We have a lot of surplus of milk, surplus of maize, surplus of bananas, sugar, and so on. These are already in surplus. But we need more, and we shall be able to market them either within Uganda or in the region or internationally. Some people are talking of surplus maize. What shall we do with the maize? What shall we do with the sugar? The answers are there. If there is no regional market, then we can turn the sugar, we can turn the maize into petroleum, into ethanol. And the law is being worked on to force petrol companies to mix their petrol products with 20 or 25% of ethanol produced from our surplus maize or surplus sugar. So that issue of too much sugar, will be sorted out. If the regional people don't buy the sugar, we shall turn it into ethanol. Our cars will use it, and we shall knock out a big amount on the import bill. But our people, and I'm confident we can do this, because why? Because our people are now educated. The literacy rate is now 77%. Many of the children in the villages are literate. But we have also got high-level scientists. So we are going to new areas of the economy, like the vehicle industry, the automotive industry. We are making our own buses now, our own cars, the electric car, making our own pickups, assembling all sorts of things here. The pathogenic economy, the one of vaccines and medicines, pharmaceuticals, all those, our people are very active and moving there. And in the other agro-processing industries, we are going to, apart from processing food, fibers like cotton, we are going to add forest products so that we produce our own paper instead of importing paper from bamboo, for instance, or trees, processing minerals, etc. So therefore, the journey forward is going to be serious. intense, but also profitable. Now, in the services sector, that the corona has gone down, economy has been opened now, the tourists will be able to come. The entertainment, I saw them last night, they were really entertaining themselves. The hospitality industry, and so on. So therefore, this is the time now to go to another level. Don't continue talking about small things. Let's go to high, middle income level. Target an economy of $500 billion, not just a few billions, no. That's not enough. And I'm sure we can achieve it. Fortunately, we have negotiated with our brothers in Africa. There is the African continental market, common market. We have got market access to the United States products under AGOA, the European Union, China. So the markets are there if we produce the products of the right quality. We fought with Corona, as you saw. I want to thank Ugandans and congratulate them for listening to our advice to observe very strict restrictions for 2 years now. Congratulations. Abannayuganda nali mbamanyi nti tewali kisobola kubalema kubanga nali mbakulembeddeko mu lutalo olw'emmundu kye twabawabulanga mwakikolanga naku luno mukikoze. Mwebale nnyo Abannayuganda, mwebale. These international media groups are not serious. You really wonder how people can be not serious. First of all, everybody was amazed about how Uganda observed serious lockdown for 2 years. Bona bakyewuunya. They wrote about it. BBC, Al Jazeera, I even heard some that New York Times and things like that. But what is amazing is that they miss the point. When they talk about the lockdown, they say, girls got pregnant in lockdown. This is what they are talking about. That's what they are talking about. Oh, girls got pregnant. Girls got pregnant. Being pregnant is not dying. You fellows, Al Jazeera, BBC, please. Can you not understand that being pregnant, a young girl, is a complication, but it's not dying? The original problem, the one who were fighting, was dying on a big scale. And we succeeded. I don't know who took the cup in fighting corona in the world, but I think Uganda fared among the topmost. Because after 2 years, we have lost 3,000 something people who died. Some of the other people lost almost, some of them lost almost 1 million in one country, 1 million people who died in a year. Here, we are talking of 3,000 something. And those who have been infected all these years, 2 years, 160,000. If you watch what happens in other countries, 160,000 are infected in 1 day. So I congratulate Ugandans for listening to our advice. The children who got pregnant, we are going to discuss with the bishops. Some of them are here. We shall find a solution for them. There are some arguments. Should a child come with ortundu? In Nyankwere they call it ortundu. When you are pregnant and the stomach is showing, it's called ortundu. Should the children come with ortundu in the school? That one I will discuss with the cabinet first and with the other people. Should the child come breastfeeding in the school? That one we shall again discuss quietly among ourselves. But what I can tell you straight away, what I will not agree to, whatever happens, is to condemn a child not to continue with her education because she got pregnant once. That one I cannot accept. I cannot accept. It is neither logical nor certainly religious. Because if the child had a problem or made a mistake, you cannot condemn her for all her life. So the rest, that one is the minimum, but I hear the religious leaders seem to be agreed on that. The only issue is about these other two, the breastfeeding and the rutundu, coming with the rutundu there in the classroom. I don't want to give my views on that because I want to hear the views of all the others, but I have some views also. But for the going back to school, the children will go back to school, to the government schools. They will go back because you cannot, if mature entrants, abakaikuru, abakaire, if they can go back to school and study when they are in their 40s, 50s, why can't the child go back to school and study after she has had a problem? But should she go with the rutundu? That one we shall discuss. Should she go breastfeeding? That one we shall discuss. But anyway, what was amazing for Al Jazeera and BBC was that in the lockdown, the only thing they were talking about were children who got pregnant. Bambi, these countries are really in trouble. They have got so much poor leadership. You pity them. What sort of people are these? People are dying and we're just talking about only this one. And they don't bring out that Uganda, because of the lockdown, they succeeded in minimizing the death. They don't talk about. They only talk about children who got pregnant. So I congratulate Ugandans. Thank you so much for passing the test. This was the test. This was the test, and we passed it reasonably well. Now, finally, as you can see, I'm glad that our brothers from Congo are here, from DRC. We are working together to stop that little problem of ADF. ADF is nothing. We shall defeat them. We defeated them here. They were from here. We defeated them. The NRM coin were here. We defeated them. So they go to kill our brothers and sisters in Congo. They once in a while they come and plant bombs here and kill some sheikhs. That one so I want to thank His Excellency President Tshisekedi for having allowed us to work with our brothers to finish that little problem. These children, these young children who had joined the ADF, they had got spoiled. 20 years killing people. looting people's things. You can imagine in Congo, that part of Congo, people there are very hardworking. They grow cocoa. They grow cocoa, among other things. So what was happening all these years is that when the cocoa would be ripe, the ADF would come and chase people and harvest the cocoa and sell it and get money. And they had business agents in the towns there, Beni, Goma, even here in Uganda, they had business agents who were selling the stolen coffee for them to get money, to live a good life, to send to their families, but also to buy materials to make bombs and so on. And also minerals, digging minerals and selling them. So we are working with the Congo government. It is easier to defeat these groups. It's not all that big problem. We have a long experience in doing it, and we shall defeat them. But you can see the problem which is happening now in more parts of Africa. The problem in West Africa started with the attack on Libya by the people. You remember I talked of some people when on the inauguration here. I talked about some people who couldn't listen to Africa. They attacked Libya, and all the terrorist groups which were in Libya now spread out. In the whole of what they call the Sahel, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso. Now, I would like to really invite the African people, leaders, to sit down and we exchange views on how to build strength in Africa. We have some experience here. We can share it with others. Otherwise, what's happening now is going to take us back, because the civilian leaders failed to build strength, to build, for instance, strong armies. Then the terrorists come and take over the country. Then there is a military coup, like the ones which have happened in Guinea and Mali and now recently in Burkina Faso. Now, those soldiers are not accountable to anybody. Nobody elects them. So how can they do a better job? You remember what was happening here in the 1960s with Idi Amin and so on. Wasting time. We wasted a lot of time. Idi Amin wasted our 8 years. All the things, many of the things we were planning, you had to be abandoned. For instance, you remember by 1971, we had the East African Community. And it was moving well with Mzee Obote, Mzee Kenyatta, Mzee Kaunda. Actually, Kaunda was about to join the East African Community, Zambia. Even Somalia had applied. Now Idi Amin comes in. The community breaks up completely. So after 16 years of now having sorted out all that problem, that's when we come and bring back the community and so on and so forth. Now, DRC has now come in. We are beginning, but we would have been very far if Idi Amin had not wasted our time. But all these issues are easy can be dealt with. I don't want to say easy because I don't know why people. But here, We have built some strength, for sure. We have 6,000 soldiers in Somalia. They have done some limited work there because of the people we work with. We work with people who don't want to go far. They want to half cultivate the garden. They don't want the whole garden to be cultivated. They live Urumbugu there. Why don't you uproot all this Urumbugu? Lima wanowoka. Okay. Ati tunakola ki? Tubereyo mu Mogadishu tulima Urumbugu oli awo mu town. Katuli Urumbugu oli eri munda oluleke katusigareyo. So we are there, but we were able at least to deal with the towns in Mogadishu. And when His Excellency Tshisekedi allowed us, we were able to move. And we are going to move now. What we did was first phase, we call it, first phase. They really got punishment to those criminals. Tebawulira ngoko muliro ngogwo gwetwabasumululira. Ate n'okumanya tebamanyi. You know, this is the whole problem of Africa. Abantu abatalina kye bamanyi babeera awo ne beefuula ng'abalina kye bamanyi. Kati buno obwana okugenda Waroka camp, ekikampi kyabwe kiri awo bali bakiyita kambi ya Yuwa. N'obeera awo simanyi kilomita meka kuva ku nsalo ya Uganda neweefuula awo n'okolerawo effujjo n'otamanya nti lumu Katonda alikkiriza Uganda n'ekusaanyaawo. Tebumanyi, they don't know. They don't know what war means. They talk about war, they don't know what war means. They don't even know how to fight. Buli awo ukole byobutomanyi. But Africa should not allow those novices to disturb our peace and our agenda. We shall get in touch with the West African leaders and see how to harmonize our thinking. So, with these few words, again I congratulate the Ugandans, the NRM people, on the 36 years of NRM management of the country, but even more on the earlier years of the struggle which you persecuted very well. Some of the correspondents in Uganda are beginning to be serious. I was reading some articles in Monitor. Monitor naye banange tandise okuwandiika ebirimu amagezi. Monitor mugimanyi? Monitor obusajja buli eyo bubadde bukola ebitotegerekeka naye kati olwaleero ndabite Katonda gyali. Monitor newandiika ebirimu amagezi. In one page, I think it is, the inside page, I think it is 32 or 42, 32. I don't have time to. They were writing, you should go and read it. But I found it interesting. There's a boy called Faustin Mugabe. Owo Mugabe yani. Awandika bulijjo. Now, he was writing in that supplement there inside, the recovery of the industry in Uganda. And he was talking about soap, Maybe I can see it. Let me see what I can see. Boraba monitor newandise kiruma amagezi omanya nti Katonda n'ateera okujja. Oh, I may follow it. And away. On page, on the supplements, page Roman 32. If you are Roman, mubimanyi. Aba Roma bawandikanga XXX, that means X is 10. Awozibeera bwe zibeera esatu zibeera asatu mu bbiri. Kati oyo omwami Mugabe, when the National Resistance Movement government came to power in January 86, production was very low. In the manufacturing section, all the factories were running after half capacity and below. Crop production was equally very low. But in the first 366 days, under the NRM government, a lot of growth was recorded in production and exports, partially as a result of the peace restoration by the NRM government. Below are some of the records from production and exports of some crops extracted from the 1988-89 National Budget Report. Kati olaba kati monitor naye wandiika ebirimu egezi. Kino kyakwewuunya nno. Oba Katonda akyaddeyo simanyi. Kati ne bawandiika soap production. Soap, sabuni, was one of the most scarce essential goods in Uganda when the NRM government came to power. In 1986, only 3,292 tons of soap, both for bathing and washing, was produced. But the following year, 15,879 tons were produced in the sole manufacture factory owned under Mukwano Industries in Kampala. So, soap production went from 3,000 tons a year to 16,000 tons. Monitor ebiwandiise nno. Kati bw'olaba ente eyogera ng'omuntu. Omanye nti Katonda azze. Kati owa monitor bw'avudde ku sabbuuni n'agenda ku batamiivu. Before 1986 and shortly thereafter, beer and soft drinks were often smuggled into the country from neighboring Kenya. Beer and soda. Beer and sodas were smuggled into Uganda because production in the factories was far less than the capacity production because of poor factory equipment, which often broke down and lacked spare parts, or because of poor management of the company. But with improved security in the country, beer production in the country was reportedly increased from 6.6 million liters in 1986 to 16.4 million the following year. oyo ye monitor awandiise bino naye abiwandiise abijja mu mpapula za gavumenti za budget ez'obudde obwo. N'olwekyo we have moved very well, but we need to move much more aggressively. We cannot be content with remaining where we are. With these few words, I congratulate you and I wish you good luck.
Address to the nation and those important words of encouragement, hope for peace, security, and socio-economic transformation of the country. At this juncture, Your Excellency, I request you permit us to request you to award honors to different categories of personalities as will be presented by the Master George Igumba, sir, Chief of Personnel and Administration of the EPDF.
Honorable First Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers and Ministers of State, Their Excellencies, the Ambassadors and High Commissioners, I'm Major General George Igumba, the Master of Ceremonies for the Chancellery, to run you through this last part of today's celebrations as per law established. In accordance to Section 3, Part 2 of the National Honors and Awards Act of 2001, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda has awarded medals to 50 persons at the 36th NRM Victory Anniversary celebrations. The medals are the 50th National Independence Medal, the Nalubale Medal, the Luwero Triangle Medal, and the Special Service Police Medal. The names of the 50 awardees were duly considered by the Presidential Awards Committee, comprising of 10 members, chaired by Dr. Beatrice Wabdea and Hajat Malole Zamina as Secretary to the committee. The awardees have been categorized as follows. 50th National Independence Medal, there are 29. Nalubale Medal, only 1 person. Luwero Triangle Medal, 4 persons. And Special Service Police Medals, 16 persons. Now, award of the National Independence Medal. As per Section 3.2, Second Schedule, Part 1 of the National Honors and Awards Act of 2001, the National Independence Medal is awarded in recognition of outstanding service and loyalty to the country from 9th October 1962 to 9th October 2012. And on the list are Professor Patrick Engeo Ogwang, Professor Patrick Engeo Ogwang possesses a PhD in pharmacy and pharmacology from Makerere University. He is a renowned researcher in herbal medicines, head of pharmacy and senior lecturer at Mbarara University of Science and Technology, and a former executive member of the Pharmaceutical Society of Uganda. Professor Patrick Engeo Ogwang is the founder of the herbal remedy Covidex, a supportive COVID-19 treatment. He is also the leading researcher of Farm Biotrack that produced a sanitizer, FarmSan, in response to curbing down COVID-19. Served as the research officer at the Natural Chemotherapeutics Research Institute, Ministry of Health, Uganda. Next on the list is Dr. Joseph Brown Chigula Mugambe. Dr. Mugambe is a specialist radiologist and worked at Mulago Referral Hospital, Department of Radiology, from 1984 to 1985. He started the radiotherapy in Mulago that has saved lives of cancer patients. He is a director, X-Ray Care and Ultrasound Center Limited, and a member of the Atomic Energy Council from 2009 to date. He's the chairman, board of directors, Cancer Platform, Uganda Limited, Kampala. He was a senior consultant, radiation oncologist, and head Department of Radiotherapy, Mulago National Referral and Teaching Hospital from 2004 to 2014, where he transformed the department to the use of radiology. Next is Professor Musoke Philippa, was attached to the decomposed sister, who was a stillbirth. They were referred to Soroti Regional Referral Hospital. However, on assessment, they were further referred to Mulago National Referral Hospital for better management. Mulago apparently had no capacity to help the baby attached to a dead one, sharing a liver, chest, wall, and etc., and at risk of being poisoned. The family finally returned to Soroti, and true to the Hippocratic oath he took at Makerere University years ago, Dr. Joseph Epodoi assembled the team and went into theater to separate the twins. 5 hours later, Epodoi emerged, having successfully separated the live baby from the one that had been dead for 6 days. Dr. Joseph Epodoi's team, other members, are Dr. Namugenyi Josephine, medical officer, Dr. Reverend Sister Ajiko, Mary Margaret, consultant surgeon, Dr. Ntege Joan, a medical officer, Kale Florence, senior consultant, pediatrician, Dr. Nakubulwa Claire, medical officer, Mr. Kim Jackson Moding, senior anesthetist officer, Mr. John Guma Ambaga, senior anesthetist officer, Alekat Sarah, recovery nurse, Sister Ajulong Jennifer, instrument nurse, Mr. Ebwalu Daniel, theater nurse, Sister Ajok Margaret, a recovery nurse. Next on to excel. She was appointed head of Department of Mass Communication at Uganda Christian University. She nurtured the department into the Faculty of Journalism, Media and Communication, and by March 2019, the faculty started a communication degree, a Master of Arts in Journalism and Media Studies degree, and Mass Journalism in Uganda, after Professor Goreti Linda Nasanga of Makerere University. Dr. Chibita is the chairperson of the Board of Printing and Publishing Company. Next is Dr. Catherine Nakalembe. She's a Ugandan scientist working with the United States of America as the Africa Program Director in the National Aeronautics and Space Harvest Program. She is a food security laureate with a master's degree has a PhD in geographical science, and her research aimed to highlight the consequences of the drought on land use and on the lives of northeastern Ugandans, which was the first step in forming the basis of the disaster risk financing project, which has supported over 75,000 households in the region since its inception, saving the Uganda government resources that would otherwise go towards emergency. Learning technology has supported agriculture and food security across Africa. She has conducted research in remote sensing of drought, agriculture, and leading integration of Earth observations in agricultural monitoring of smallholder agriculture and multiple countries. Your Excellency is Perus Chemtai. She took up running in 2013 after attending the District Athletics Champions in Buko. She won the gold medal at the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo in the women's 3,000 meters steeplechase race, becoming the first Ugandan woman ever to win an Olympic medal. Next is Chipulimo Jacob, a Ugandan long-distance runner who competes in track running. He is the 2020 half marathon world champion and represented Uganda at the 2016 Summer Olympics. At age of 16, Jacob Chipulimo produced a performance of a lifetime to win gold in the men's under-20 race, International Amateur Athletes Association. On 17 September 2020, Chipulimo won a Diamond League 3,000 meter run in Rome. The fastest 3,000 most time is the 8th fastest time ever. Next, Your Excellency, is Mr. Mawerere Charles. Mawerere Charles is a model cassava farmer who distributes free cassava stems to communities to fight hunger and add value to their cassava by advising them to sell flour instead of raw cassava, which initiative has improved household income for the whole people in his area. He has constructed energy-saving stoves for all the blind in the district of Jinja. He's a senior health educator by profession. During the response to Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever virus and COVID pandemic in Jinja to visit hotspots of the epidemic. She aired messages on how to manage diarrhea among the under 5 years, which contributed to the reduction in morbidity. July 1st, 1970, for a 5-year term. A revered civil servant, Kalimzo was Uganda's first permanent secretary and head of civil service, soon after independence until July 1st, 1970. As a vice-chancellor, Kalimzo mentored and helped many lecturers like Supreme Court Justice George William Kanyayamba, who were targets of the regime then. However, Kalimzo never survived the henchmen of the regime then. He was killed while in service to the people of Uganda. Seeds and Chemical Limited, among others. He's engaged in socio-economic services like research, production, importation, distribution of quality vegetables, and field crop seeds, as well as agricultural chemical fertilizers, and very many other.
He's a lay reader in the Chirika Church of the Uganda Parish, who has unified the parish and mobilized them to start building one of the in every community. He promoted religious denomination unity among Muslims, Protestants, Catholics, and Christians in the early 1940s. While on this endeavor, Your Excellency, that marks the end of the awardees in the category of the National Independence Medal.
Thank you.
The National Medal is awarded struggles or civil disobedience and otherwise right from colonial times to date. And our dean is none other than Haj Isa. He is now 87 years. He supported the liberation struggle in the 1980s through giving Admin Center. Your Excellency, I present Haj Isa Mbago. One for Royal Triangle, which has only 4 names, and police one, which has 16. I'll just read the names without citations, Your Excellency. Claimants of the armed struggles of the people of Uganda. It's awarded to any officer, man or woman, who joined the armed struggles against dictatorship in Uganda. It's OB 2232 Lieutenant Godfrey Tofna. Next is ROB 002240 Lieutenant Musa Jaime, SPC Makob Joseph, SPC Sisi Muhinda Kazi, SPC Niroz Yusuf, SPC Rejay David, SPC Teng Christopher, SPC Mumbia Mohammed, Your Excellency, that marks the end of my presentation. I do thank you for your kind attention and patience. For God and man.
Mfunye bogeno kwa. Nda kuna kuona watu kwa kuwa kubo yo guy akore interview.
Great performance.
Yeah.
national event. It comes once in a lifetime.
Okay.
Today we are happy to be here in this national event. It comes once in a lifetime. We are really happy that I've been recognized with my team to come here, and for everybody to know, for the world to know that outside Kampala, things are still possible in this country.
What does this feel for your profession?
Professionally, it reinvigorates the energy in me to do better. The sky.
Could you remove the mask?
Okay.
We'll do it again. Doctor, sorry.
So today we are really happy to be here in a national ceremony for the whole country to know what happens in Soroti. We are really overjoyed. It reinvigorates the professionalism in me to do even more, and it shows that even the sky is not the limit. Anything is possible so long as you have the professionalism, you have the courage and the will.
What is your message to the team, to the health workers across the country?
The health workers across the country, there are a lot of opportunities. The community is very happy. Whatever you do at one time, it will be rewarded. So let's not lose hope. It's true, everybody is working hard. I may not be the best doctor in this country, but for the purposes of this ceremony, I stand here with a lot of pride.
Okay. Health workers are facing quite a number of challenges, starting from poor remuneration, the equipment are not there in the hospitals, the working conditions generally. What is your message to government?
To government, I think the most important thing here is to give people the zeal, to give people the courage, to give people hope. It's true, not everything can be done one day. Rome was not built in one day. At least if we can do infrastructure, we can do human resource, and we can do remuneration, it would go a long way in improving the quality of health care in this country.
Soroti Hospital particularly, what are the things you need to better your services?
Anybody who has been to Soroti Hospital, it's really in a sorry state. The infrastructure is old. We are thin on the ground. The equipment is not matching with the modern times. We are going computerized, we are going digital. So those are the main issues.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We want to also speak to one of your colleagues who can speak Luganda.
Okay,
one of the doctors. Thank you.
Ekyalimu mu ensonga eyo kyali kulwanyisa mbeera nnungi kudda mu kitundu ng'abantu bangi mulimu abeeyita abayizzi abalina emmundu ezitaliiko mabaluwa. Ne tusalawo okuŋŋanya emmundu ezo nga buli muntu atuwa ebbaluwa ye atagirina suulawo tuzzeeyo ku poliisi nga tetufaayo okukukwata gwe gireeta ogisuulewo.
Kino wakikola wakati wa bbanga ki?
Nakikola si mu bbanga ki? Myaka gijafu nga twakava mu lutalo, so si nnaku zino. Kibaddewo nga twakava mu lutalo luli olw'ekiyeekero lwatulumba ne basiteginga Katonga.
Amanya?
Nze Agiyisambako. Okufuna omudaali guno nfunye kye nnakolerera, bansasudde kye nnakolerera, kubanga okukola nga tebampa musaala naye ne nkolera eggwanga okunoonya emmundu mu kyalo. Nteeka okufuna kino.
Osobola okuggyako gigyeko tuwulirize bulungi. Dokita tandika n'amannya go olwaleero osiimiddwa ne banno kiki owulira mu bulamu?
Amanya gange nze Josephine Namugenyi, ndi sajoni be basawo abalongoosa abalwadde. Ndi musanyufu nnyo okulaba nti tufunye mmede eno ti gavumenti etulabye nti no tulina omugaso, era nkowoola ba health workers bannange, abasawo bannange nti bajjumbire okukola ennyo nga bakolera abantu baffe bannayuganda nti bajja kubeera rewarded, bajja kubeera nga recognized kale.
Embeera mwe mukolera gavumenti eyongeremu ki mu mbeera gye mukoleramu?
Pozi kye nandisabye gavumenti nti wadde esiima ebintu ebimu bye tukoze ebimu, naye waliwo bingi nnyo abasawo bye bakola ate bye baterabye kino kitu encouraginga bwebanga buli kiseera buli kyetukola ne bakiraba nti no kirungi nti ne ba health workers abalala abali naddala bali up country ne bana abali mu central nti nno baba recognizinga baba rewardinga era nandisabye nti ebintu ng'emisaala gy'abasawo embeera z'abasawo bye tukozesebwamu nti byeyongera mu malwaliro.
Ate Soroti Hospital particularly biki byemoni yagadde bikolebweko? Soroti
Hospital era tugwa mu tulubali erimu eya hospitals eziri up country. Twetaaga facilitation wadde sinze njogerera eddwaliro naye nze nandyetaaze okukola mu environment nga buli kimu ekyetaagisa weekiri ebintu nga SOPs bye twetaagisa okukola nga tukwata ku balwadde ebintu nga okuimprovinga environment mwe tukolera twandibadde basanyu theatre yaffe ne tubeera nti no facilities zonna mu equipments zonna mweziri.
Your names again?
Namugenyi Josephine, I'm a surgeon.
Okay, briefly in English, how do you feel after getting this reward from the head of state?
Of course, I feel very happy. I feel, as a representative of the health workers, I feel so happy that we've been recognized to receive this medal or this award. Yes.
What is your message to the health workers out there?
To the health workers out there, I would encourage them to work hard. Although we have difficulties in our environments where we work in, but we may try to work hard and to take care of our patients, because we shall be rewarded, not only rewarded by the government, but even our Ugandans. Saving them is a reward to us.
You're facing quite a number of hardships as health workers, but sure, even Soroti Hospital, what are the things you want government to improve?
My message to the government would be, please improve our environment in which we work, improve our availability of facilities that we use, especially SOPs. Even our salaries need improvement, because you're a medical worker, you compete with a person, you go to the same supermarket, you take your children to the same schools as the MP or someone else, but you remain with a peanut payment. So it would be better if our salaries are improved as stipulated by the UMA.
Your names again?
My name is Dr. Josephine Namugenyi and I'm a surgeon by profession.
Without the excellence and distinguished Parade Commander, now hands. Now, second in command, Lieutenant Colonel Getting Fair, will proceed with marching the parade of the square.
We normally have the female officers.
greater part of Africa. What is your comment on it?
I think the president is very right because peace is very key, and caring about the neighbor, caring about the well-being of the African continent must be everybody's responsibility. And if these presidents can sit together and share ideas on how we can keep Africa united and Africa peaceful, that will be the basis for our socio-economic transformation. President ali mutuufu kubanga kasita nga neighbor wo talina mirembe era tewali enjawulo gy'osobola kukola. Era kyensaba nti buli president yonna mu Africa bafune ekiseera batuule balabe engeri gye basobola kukwatagana okulaba nti abantu balina mirembe mu Africa mwonna, kubanga batolina mirembe tewali ky'osobola kukola. Abantu basobola kufuna ssente, bizinesi zisobola kutambula. So kyensaba nti president waffe abeere nga leader baabwe batuule balabe nti tuyambe abaana ba Africa.
Thank you.
Yes. Okusookera ddala twagala okwebaza gavumenti ya NRM kuba nti etuuse ku mazaalibwa gaayo ag'omwaka ogwa 36 oba oli awo ate naffe gatusanze tumaze okweyubula ng'abatakisi mukimanyi bulungi nti entale ennyingi ezibadde mulimu gwaffe tugenza otuuka omwaka guno nga tumaze okwegatta nga naffe kye tuluubirira kwe kulabika nti tukyusa ekifaananyi ky'omulimu okulabika nti gutuweesa ekitiibwa. Ekirala nti pulezidenti bwe yagguddewo ekonome ffe kyatusanyudde nnyo kubanga ekyamazima tubadde tukola half capacity, tubadde tukola ng'abantu batono nnyo, naye kati bwe yagguddewo n'abantu ab'ekiro kubanga bakola abo ffe okusinga abantu ba bizinesi z'owansi be tusinga okusaabaza. Okusomoozebwa kati kwe tukyalina okunene nnyo kuli mu bbeeyi y'amafuta okuba nti gali waggulu nnyo, ate kye tutannaba kusuubira nti ganakka wansi, ate nga tetunnaba kulowooza kwongeza abasaabaze baffe kubanga nabo be twagala okwongeza ate nabo tebalina ssente. So tusaba gavumenti enoonye amakubo gonna geesobola okulabika nga amafuta ago ekizibu ekigaliko ekyokulinnya kwa bbeeyi bagakendeeza n'abasaabaze baffe basobole okuba nga tubasaabaza obulungi.